to increase tourism, but even most importantly, to improve the quality of life of citizens who have to interact with government on a daily basis. And I'm a big believer that government had grown way too large, and there are ways that you can actually develop technological tools to make things easier for people. Everyday things that you go to the store and you need an ID and you're able to show something and it's convenient for you. This is what the future is going to look like. And West Virginia always needs to get out in front and define that future. So today, as part of that vision, I'm happy to announce and happy to be surrounded by many members of the legislature who care about this. I want to emphasize, when you do positive things, you do it as a team. We have members of the legislature coming together with members of our executive branch, our partners outside, the vendors who we're working with. You can't do things by yourself. So I want to thank everyone for being here today. Thank you, Sia, JP. But officially today, we want to announce that West Virginia has officially launched support for driver's license and state-issued IDs in Apple Wallet. Starting today, West Virginians can securely add their driver's license or state ID to their phone or to their Apple Watch and begin using their mobile IDs to present at select locations here in West Virginia and across the country. Now, let me start and say what this is not. This is not a rollout project where everything's ready on day one. We have every vendor. It's going to take a lot of time to get that done. But we can report that if you're going to go to the airport, we believe that TSA is going to recognize that that's pretty significant for air travelers. Very, very positive. We're having interactions with our law enforcement and with our ABCA and many others, and agencies that interact with a lot of the businesses that we have in West Virginia to help facilitate the development of this. This is a technological leap forward, and West Virginia becomes the 12th state in the nation to partner with Apple to bring this technology to your iPhone and to your Apple Watch. A lot of great work has been done by our DMV, thank you, and our DOT, thank you. It's nice to come and talk about transportation-related issues in this manner. But their commitment that you're seeing to innovation, to security, and also privacy, something that consumers rightfully worry about, their commitment to this allows us to begin this rollout with confidence. We believe that over the course of the upcoming months and years ahead, West Virginians are going to be able to seamlessly and securely present their ID in person as apps and online at institutions where the ID is accepted. Right now, West Virginians with the app, they can participate in identity verification at more than 250 TSA security checkpoints nationwide. And I think that's going to be terrific for so many people, and it's only going to grow. Now, we know that while identity verification is available at more than 160 TSA, I guess there's a little typo here, but while a lot of the identification is available at a lot of our core airports, we know that some of the smaller airports in the state are still awaiting ID readers because apparently the Schumer shutdown is making it hard for them to get access to that. Shame on Chuck Schumer. He is hurting West Virginia in all sorts of ways. I'm sure I'm going to be getting questions about that, which I'll be happy to deal with. But we do want to celebrate this new and emerging technology. We think it's only going to continue to grow. And I think it's part of what you're going to continue to see with our administration investments in technology. My goal has always been, as we right-size, repurpose government and save dollars, we have to have corresponding investments back into technology because that's going to make sense for people and consumers over the long run. We're busy on many fronts through targeted investments in broadband expansion. We expect to hear something back from the administration. I'm hopeful that the original timeline remains in place. We submitted it September 4th. That means that we're supposed to hear back by December 4th. That's big stuff. We're involved in driving workforce training. That's a top priority for our administration. Building out digital infrastructure and now digital identity. We want to make sure that the systems we have are working for everyday West Virginians. I think one thing to note is that the future of West Virginia is going to be such that when you hear the word rural, it doesn't mean left behind. And that's part of the reason we're all here today. Now, I know that people are going to be excited to learn about how to add this app to their phone. And so, given the technology challenges that your governor sometimes faces, I thought I'd bring along some friends who know how to do this and can explain it to you. So, I'm actually going to turn it over to Eric Tipton, our DMV Executive Director, so he can walk you through how to add, there you are, how you can actually add this to your phone and also talk about how your personal data can be secured. So, Eric, do you have any comments you want to explain to the public?
Sure.
How we make this happen?
Thank you, sir. Just take a brief second here to get ready.
Do you have a visual that you can show? I want you to show a visual.
I don't have a visual that I can show, but you can download it. So if you have an iPhone.
Why don't you rely on this, right? Wayne Clark is going to use his and explain it. Sorry, we're doing it on the fly, but this is the right thing to do, right?
So this is your mobile ID. You can share your identity by tapping there, and the individual that can consume it either has and this is interoperable to any state. So we are with IDEMIA, and you can download the Verify app that IDEMIA is branded with, but there are also other vendors out in other jurisdictions, and they all are compatible with reading.
Why don't you walk them through how they're going to add it to the Apple Wallet with specificity?
Okay. So to begin by integrating your physical driver's license state ID with your Apple Wallet, you want to open the Apple Wallet app on your iPhone. Tap that plus icon. That will take you to the states. Once you get to the DL, you get into the states. You want to select West Virginia. Follow those on-screen prompts from there. It's going to walk you through a facial recognition portion of that. So you'll have a face scan, and all of this is validated on the DMV side. Once that verification is complete, you'll be notified that it's complete, and you can begin using your Apple Wallet ID. In addition to that, IDEMIA is the mobile ID provider, so you do have another option to go to the IDEMIA's mobile wallet app as well to use it in that respect. Having it in these native vendors such as Apple allows you to really kind of streamline anything that might be an age verification or an identity verification for future references. You can use it at TSA checkpoints. As the governor had mentioned, we are looking to the future to expand it into other opportunities and avenues, working with multiple government agencies and retailers and other associations.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome.
One thing I'm going to commit to, and Eric's going to work on this, and our wonderful DMV and Transportation Secretary will work on this, as we continue to make progress in terms of adding the vendors and getting the requisite approvals from within the state agency, we're going to update you. So we're going to have updates weekly on the website to let the public know exactly what's doing. Because for this to actually bear fruit, we want to educate people about the opportunities, because we want people to have that convenience. And the best thing to do is to update them on a regular basis. So that's what we're committing to doing today. And so be on the lookout, because we want to make sure we're moving technology forward. So I'm really thrilled to be here today with all of the legislators to talk about this. I think that this is an opportunity to keep showcasing all the little ways we're going to make lives a little bit easier for West Virginia. So I'm here today with many people with the legislature. I'd like to see if anyone here would like to say a few words, either DOT or DMV. Delegates, anyone want to say a few words? You get 30 seconds to a minute. Okay.
Well, first, thank you, Governor.
The media is very patient. We have to be able to work within their time frame.
Thank you, Governor. And I just want to thank you for your administration for advancing technology and convenience to the citizens of West Virginia. Literally, it only took me a few minutes to put this on my phone. And the great part about it is, and we'll connect it with some of the other things that we've passed recently, the public outdoor designated area. Imagine going to a fair or festival within the state, and all you have is your phone. Your wallet and everything else, your credit cards are all secure in your vehicle. You're able to have a verification of your identification. You have your Apple Pay to pay for your everything conveniently on one item. And that's one of the great things that I think about this initiative that we have, advancement over the next few years. And thank you, Governor, for everything you've done.
Absolutely. Thank you, Wayne. Anyone else? Any other legislators want to say a few words? I want to thank you. Well, how about that? See? That's good. That's good. Look, I'm grateful for the partnership, working with the legislature on all these issues. You're going to continue to see a lot of new focus on tech advancement and utilizing technology to make state government work better and to help consumers conveniently access what services state government offers. So I'm appreciative to be here today. I thought this was a very cool announcement, and things are going to keep getting more and more modern and better, and that's why we're here. So with that, I'm happy to take any questions. I'd like to also, if I can ask, you guys are generally good, but we're here today on Apple ID. I'd love to, if you can write about Apple ID, that's good, but I will take other questions. But I just thought I'd make that pitch because it's, sometimes people come and they don't even write about the reason we're here. Not you guys, of course, but Stephen, please.
I'll give you an Apple ID question, and I'll let everybody else ask you the harder stuff. This is the next step. This might be more for DMV, but this is the next step, right? Because I know you all rolled out the mobile ID last year. In fact, I still have the app on my phone now. So this is now just trying to get it so it is officially part of the Apple ID wallet area, correct?
Correct. Absolutely.
Thorough. Thank you.
That was an easy question. Stephen, do you have a harder question? I'll give you a shot.
Well, then.
So many opportunities.
Well, and I know Henry's going to have a question on this too, so I don't want to rain on his parade. But obviously, we're still in the government shutdown.
Yeah, right.
And then the week before, we got SNAP benefits that are coming to a pause as far as right now through November. I mean, I think you all told Henry the other day that he wouldn't be able to obviously foot that entire bill.
Sure,
so
sure.
Something the state can do in the short
Yes.
term to help food things right now. They're obviously going to be shouldering the burden right now as this government shutdown.
And this is your question too, right?
Oh, actually, I have been.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's your question? Okay. Well, I want to give good credit for the question. So look, the Schumer shutdown is hurting West Virginians, and it needs to come to an end. And I want to be really clear about that. And there are a lot of opportunities for Chuck Schumer to come to the table. Look, we know that people can hurt as a result of what's happening, and we want to make sure that people have access to the food that they need. So while the state's not in a position to just absorb all of the SNAP costs, by last count, I think when we looked at the numbers, SNAP was about $540 million or so that came in. Is that about right? And so when you look at that and the amount per month, that's a heavy lift for the state. However, we do want to make progress. And so I can tell you, as of today, I am directing the expedition of several of the appropriations we have, all that's been appropriated by the legislature, of resources to the West Virginia food banks that can begin, because I think that the concern would be beginning November 1st. And so we're going to start the process, help the food banks a little bit more, and do what we can. And I think today's decision starts to free up $1.1 million. Now, as you know, we still have a little bit of time before we get to November 1st. I'm going to keep talking with Human Services and others. I know they're looking at different options because we want to make sure that people that are hungry, we're very empathetic to the conditions they're going through. And so I wanted to start the process and to help accelerate what goes to the food banks. That's number one. Second, I'm going to ask the public for help. This is a great time to encourage donations to the Mountaineer Food Bank. and the Facing Hunger Food Bank and any of your food banks in your local communities. People benefit from that. And we're grateful for people stepping up and providing that help to folks. And if you want to volunteer for one of those organizations, these are challenging times, and we want to do everything we can. That call to action, that call to arms. You don't want people to go hungry. So we're going to keep working on this. I know there are a lot of ideas out there, and before coming up to this presser, we did ask that question. So we'd be ready to field that question from you, Stephen. And as we have more details, we're happy to provide them to you. Amelia? Yeah. Yeah. Anticipation, right?
So when you say legislative appropriate money, is this money that was already?
Correct. So what we're trying to do is push it out quicker. Yeah. I mean, so it's money that's out there, but we want to make sure we accelerate it and help facilitate the food bank's ability to purchase the food.
But obviously that legislative appropriate amount was before we knew there might be increases.
Right.
So is there any talks about additional money either from the administration or bringing the legislature back in?
Well, that's the part, Amelia, I was talking about, that we're looking at the options. These are things I know I can do today. Longer term issues obviously could involve the legislature and conversations with the Trump administration. But I want to take this opportunity to say the Schumer shutdown needs to come to an end, because this is hurting real people. And so I think that's the best way we can address this. But this is meant as a beginning, and we'll continue to have discussions. Henry?
Yes, sir. This is a question a little off the beaten path.
Sure.
About transparency. Back in August, I submitted a Freedom of Information Act request for sign-in sheets here at the governor's office. Y'all filled that request promptly and thoroughly. Last week, a colleague of mine sent a similar request and was informed by your office you no longer maintain the sign-in sheet. I was just kind of wondering when and why that policy was changed and how that kind of jives with this administration's commitment
Look,
to transparency.
I can tell you, and I'm willing to face the music and come before you, ask your questions. I don't know all the details around that, but I want to make sure that we're streamlining. I almost prefer to answer questions from you. I'll be honest, we respond to every FOIA. We've been very transparent. Some of your colleagues are, to be honest, abusive about the process, and it takes a lot of time to respond. I prefer coming in, and we want to provide information. If I can, I do that, but we want to always provide information to people when they're asking the questions, according to the law. And that's what we're going to do. So I don't know the particulars of that, but I can tell you, if you have questions, ask away, and you guys have a chance to come to these events and throw the question to us. And that helps us sometimes when people go on fishing expeditions, and that takes a lot of our time, and we'd rather just answer your questions. But we're always going to follow and accord with the law, but we're not going to, make a lot of extra time and work for our office when some people are not, trying to abuse the system. That's all I would say.
Governor, I got two questions.
Yeah.
The first one will be about the Apple Wallet, and just kind of in that pattern. First, as an avid flyer out of Gator Airport, you mentioned, how this can be used at the airport to, make things a little easier for us flyers. I have a lot of family in Chicago, so I fly direct there all the time. Would this be available for other airports and maybe states that don't have this technology yet?
Well, when you say that don't have the technology yet, so that's the key, right? They have to have the reader. So we think that there are about 250 nationally that would benefit from that. But as we said, some of the smaller airports right now may not have access to the readers. As that changes, it'll be more and more available across the board. So, that's why I want to level set what this is. This is not you go out and then immediately you have it wherever you need it, but it's the beginning. It's the next step, as Stephen indicated, and I think that helps.
I wanted to ask as well, we have a sister station up in Wheeling. They just wanted to ask if there's any updates about the future of the Wheeling suspension bridge. They say there's been no vehicle traffic for 6 years. They were just wondering if there's any update on that.
I'll tell you what, I'd have to get back to folks on that in terms of, and consult with our DOT people on that. But I don't, I want to get fully briefed before I comment on that. But we're happy to get back to you on that after I have a chance to talk to our DOT. Any other questions? CHS, SAZ? Anyone? We're good? Guys, I want to say thank you. It's been a busy stretch. We have a lot coming in the very near future. I want to tick off a few dates just to get everyone ready. November 5th, I believe, Tom. When's our application due for rural health? November 5th, rural health application due. Then we have our energy summit, where we should have some really fun announcements coming. That'll be on November 11th through 13th. And then December 4th, and I can't predict if anything changes with the shutdown with NTIA, but that's at least when they are supposed to get back to us. And right now I was told that we're third in line behind a couple states, but we're only about 6 days behind. So that's when they say that they're going to get back to us. Those are three big things. Robert, I'm sorry, that's BEAD, correct. So I just thought I'd give those things to look out for. And then obviously, as we get closer to the legislative session, I'm looking to having a lot of good engagement with folks about the wonderful opportunities we have. I'll tell you, I am very encouraged by the discussions we're having and our focus on fundamentals. That's what we're going to do. We're going to take advantage of the wonderful assets that West Virginia has and create more opportunities economically for people. And we've had some very good discussions to advance some of the initiatives we started in the last legislative session. I think there's opportunity for West Virginia to really grow at a much higher level than what we've seen. But I'm going to wait until we actually have the announcements. We had one last week, which I thought was very, very good. We had 50 to 100 jobs with the well plugging. I think that can get replicated with other companies. We're going to have a lot more announcements to make as well. That's why I think the Energy Summit might be an opportunity for people to hear about new initiatives that we're advancing, which is terrific. So with that, I would say thank you and God bless. Thank you.